Hi, this is Servi aka 31.1 and I would like to welcome you again to our new channel, No Problem Only Solution. And for those who are new to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you will get notified whenever we have video content that we'll be uploading in the future. Also, don't forget to leave a message in our comment section so that I could have some time to read them and I could decide which video content I'll be creating in the future. This is a one big time help for everybody as you shape your future on becoming a professional teacher. Thank you very much and see you soon in the incoming videos. In today's video, we will be continuing our journey in analyzing licensure items in general mathematics. And the first item here that we will be discussing is about a ratio. It says, if the ratio of males to females in a classroom is 1:3, what percent of the class is females? This is an example of a ratio problem, but take note that the question is in percent. It says, what percent of the class is female? Okay? So the technique is to find how many percent represents one part of the 100% of students in a classroom. And you can do that by representing 1 as x and 3 as 3x. So I will represent here, let 1 is equal to x and 3 is equal to 3x, and we will equate that to 100%. So this will become x percent plus 3x percent is equal to 100%. Now that we have the equation, we will find the value of x percent, which is x plus 3x percent, which will be equal to 100%. So that will be x plus 3x, so that is 4x percent is equal to 100%. Okay, so how do we find this x? So we can find x by dividing 100% by 4. So the answer is 25%. But wait, 25% is not yet the answer, because what is asked in the problem is what percent of the female group is in the whole class. So take note that the ratio given is male is to female, and this is 1:3, and one part is 25%. So in other words, 3 parts of that would be 75%, and this one represents the composition of female students. So it means that the correct answer from the choices is 75%. So check that. If 75% are females, then 25% are males, total of 100%. That's for number 1. Okay, number 2 says the number of telephones in Pasig City is 48,000. If there are 37.5 phones per 100 people on the average, maybe because we have a 0.5, what is the population of Pasig City to the nearest 1,000? Okay, so this is a proportion problem, and all you have to do is to make a proportion, like for example, number of phones, okay, number of phones is to 100, because the first situation is there are 37.5 phones per 100 people, and that will be equal to 48,000 or 48k is to total population. Okay, so our proportion now will be 37.5 is to 100 is equal to 48,000 is to the total population. The question in the problem is what is the total population of Pasig City to the nearest 1,000. So remember that in a proportion, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So I could rewrite this one as 37.5 times its corresponding part, total population, is equal to 100 times 48,000. Okay, so I will be left here with 37.5 total population is equal to 100 times 48,000 is equivalent to 4,800,000. Use your calculator, and we could find TP, or the total population, by dividing both sides of the equation by 37.5, and then the total population is equal to 4,800,000 divided by 37.5 is equivalent to 128,000. So this is the total population of Pasig City, and that is letter A in the given choices. Okay, hope you understand. Just remember that in a proportion, the product of the extremes is equal to the product of the means. Okay. Next, in this problem, if x is equal to -2, which of the following is the least in value? Sad to say, in this problem, we'll be using the technique plug in and determine which one is the smallest. Just take note that negative numbers or negative value is smaller than positive value. So in letter A, if we will change x to -2, that will become 1 minus -2, which is 1 plus 2, and the answer is 3. Okay? Okay. And then this will become 1 plus -2, which is equal to -1. And this one will become 1 over -2, which is -1/2. And this one will become -2 squared is equal to 4. And the last one is -2 times -2 times -2, because we'll multiply -2 3 times. So -2 times -2, the answer would be +4, right? Times -2 again. Okay, 4 times -2 is equal to -8. So among these values, which is the least or the smallest? Is it 3, -1, -1/2, 4, or -8? Since -8 is negative, and we have -1 and -1/2, the correct answer is -8, because -8 is much more smaller than -1/2 and -1. So what is the answer? The answer is letter E. X cubed will give the least value of the equation x is equal to -2. Just remember how to manage the operations of signed numbers in your algebra, and you will answer problems like this number 3. Okay? Number 4. 1/12 of the product of 8, 3, and 2 is a very simple problem. You need to multiply only 8 times 3 times 2. Okay? What's the answer? 8 times 3 is 24. 24 times 2 is equivalent to 48, right? And in the question, we have 1/12. What is 1/12 of 48? That is 1/12 of 48 is equal to 48 divided by 12, which is obviously 4. So the answer is letter C. That's very easy. Okay? So let's move on now to number 5. Number 5 is something about algebra. It says, if x is an odd integer, which of the following must also be an odd integer? To answer this directly, this is the thing that you should remember. Odd number plus odd number is equal to odd number plus odd number is equal to even. Okay? And odd number plus even number is equal to odd number. Okay? And of course, even plus even is equal to even, of course. And that's the possible combination. Okay, so which one here will give us the answer to the question? I think this one will give us the answer to this question. Odd number plus even. So which one here is even? This one, letter C. X plus 4 is equal to odd number. Let me give you an example. Let x is equal to 3 because 3 is odd. Okay? And we will add 4 to 3. The answer is 7. So 7 is still an odd number. Okay, let's try 7 because 7 is an odd number. And let's add 4. The answer is 11. And 11 is an odd number. Okay, if you would choose letter A, for example, if our odd number is 3, this will be 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, which is not even, which is not odd. What I mean is 4 is not an odd number, it's an even. If you multiply here 2 times 3, because our odd number here, this is 6 and not even. So this is 3 minus 1, the answer is 2, not even, and not odd. Okay, and 1/2, of course, if we have 1/2, our 3/2, this is not an odd number. That is a rational number. So the correct answer here is letter C, because odd number plus even number, because 4 here is even, is an odd number. Okay, that's it. Number 6. Today, September 28, Liza is celebrating her 25th birthday. What is her birth year? The question is only the year, not the date, but the year. This is a very easy question, but sometimes it's confusing because the choices are given in Roman numerals. Just remember that in Roman numerals, M represents 1000, C represents 100, X represents 10, and what's the missing one? Letter D. D is 500, and V is 5, and I is 1. You know that. Okay, so if Liza is celebrating today 2019 as 25th birthday, so what is the birth year? So very easy. 2019 minus 25, the answer is 1994. Correct? Yes, 1994. So which of the choices here represents 1994? Okay, so letter A, MC 1000, C and M, that is 900, X and C, that is 90, I and V, that is 1994. So I think the correct answer is letter A. You could try letter B, letter C, and letter D, or not enough given information. No, the answer is letter A. That is 1994. That's the answer. Don't forget to review your Roman numerals, how to write them in Hindu-Arabic numbers. Okay? Number 7. The percent decrease from 5 to 4 is how much less than the percent increase from 4 to 5? The problem seems a very simple statement, but a very confusing one. Because when we decrease from 5 to 4, we started from 5 parts to 4 parts, right? And if there are 5 parts, it means that 1 part is 20%. So from 5 parts to 2 parts, we decrease 20%. Okay? However, if we increase from 4 parts to 5 parts, okay, the increase would be 25%, because 20% here, because you started from 100%, and 100 divided 5 is 20, so 1 part is 20. So when you decrease 5 to 4, you decrease 1 part, so you decrease 20%. But when you started from 4 parts to 5 parts, so 100% divided by 4 is 25, so 25 parts 25% represents 1 part. So if you will increase that to 5 parts, it will increase 5%. So the decrease is 20% from 5 to 4, but the increase is 25% from 4 to 5. But the question is, how much less than the percent in the increase? So you will subtract 25% minus 20%. Then the answer is 5%. In our choices, that is choice letter B. So that's the answer. Okay? Percent is very simple, but if we combine them with statements that somewhat complicated, then it can get messy sometimes, so be careful. Okay? Number 8. How many degrees is formed by the hour hand and the minute hand of a wall clock at 3:30 a.m.? You could answer this directly by drawing a wall clock. So I think you know that here is 3, here is 9, here is 12, and here is 6, and here is 4, and here is 5. I know you know what do we mean by an arc hand. This is the shorter hand. Okay, so, and the minute hand is the long hand of the wall clock. So 3:30, where is 3:30? Here is the long hand. I know. Where is 3:30? Here, the short hand is between 3 and 4. Why? Why is it that the short hand is between 3 and 4 and not at 3? Because at 3 o'clock, let me have another clock here. Okay. At 3 o'clock, exactly 3 o'clock, the short hand is exactly at 3. But as this long hand moves to number 6, this short hand also will move. And if we have here at 3:30, it means that the shorter hand now is between 3 and 4. And if we'll move the long hand exactly at 12 again, it will be 4 o'clock, and the short hand will be at number 4 also. So this one, how many degrees is this? If this is at 3, this is 90, and this is 30 degrees, 30 degrees, and 30 degrees. You can do that by adding 30 degrees plus 30 degrees plus 1/2 of 30 degrees, which is 15 degrees, and the answer is 30 plus 30 is 60 degrees plus 15, the answer is 75 degrees. Okay, so that is letter B. Sometimes you can solve a problem by not solving it, by just drawing a figure. Okay, that's geometry. You can do that. Okay, number 9. What is the ratio of the volume of the cylinder to the volume of the cone if they have the same height and the same base? So I will draw here a cylinder. A cylinder is like a tin can. Okay, a cylinder has a circular base, while a cone also has a circular base, but it's not like a tin can. It's like an ice cream, inverted ice cream, ice cone. Okay, so if they have the same base, the same radius, and they have the same height, so in other words, the answer is not enough given information. No, I'm just kidding. The answer is very simple. What is the volume for the cylinder? Okay, mathematically, the volume of the cylinder says that area of the base, which is pi r squared times height. Okay, and the volume of the cone is equal to 1/3 pi r squared height. Review your geometry and you will know this formula. So, in other words, the volume of the cone is just 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder. So what's the ratio? The ratio now is very obvious. So the question is cylinder the ratio that is required is cylinder is 2 versus cone. So if cone is 1/3, if the volume of the cone is 1/3 the volume of the cylinder, so cylinder would be 3 and the cone is 1. So 3:1. The answer is letter A. So far so good, so far so simple. Let's move on to the last item. By the way, in this video I have prepared only 10 items, same as the previous one, and if it happened that you haven't seen yet our first video on how to analyze licensure items for general mathematics, I have a link in the description below so that you may watch our first video in our series on how to analyze licensure items for general mathematics. Don't forget to go to our channel and subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and click the notification bell button, because in that way you will help improve and you will help develop our channel to its potential in the future. Don't forget also to leave a like and a comment and a message in the comment section so that I could read them and I could decide which video content will be uploaded in the next videos to come. Okay, so number 10 here, the area of the circle is 36 pi square centimeter. So the area of the circle is equal to 36 pi centimeter squared. Okay, I have rewritten that one in a mathematical form. What is its circumference? The given is the area, but what is asked is the circumference. So circumference of the circle is equal to pi d or 2 pi r. That's the formula for the circumference. So in other words, before we can answer this question, we need to find what is the radius. Okay, from the given information, that's the area is 36 pi centimeter squared, and the formula for the area is pi r squared. It means that our radius is pi 36 centimeter squared, so the answer is pi 6 squared. So our radius now is equal to 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, but the question is circumference, so we'll be using this formula for the circumference. So if the radius is 6, what's the diameter? Diameter is 2 times the radius, so diameter is 6 times 2, which is 12. Okay, and our circumference of the circle is equal to pi d, so that is 12, okay, pi centimeter. The answer is letter C. Okay, it sounds easy for those who could master their basic mathematics in high school and even in senior high. So I hope that these items, the second batch of 10 items for our analysis for the licensure items for general mathematics, will help you. Thank you very much and see you soon on the next video. Keep it up. You can do it.